discussion to define what cheating is, because cheating can be different from different people, especially we see on social media. Everybody has a different definition. But the way I see it is, whatever you typically share with your partner, I think if you start sharing that, whether it's emotional, physical, or mental, when you start sharing that with somebody else, I think that'll be a good sign that you're probably crossing the line in cheating.
Y'all don't understand, for those who like to cheat, is that us women, we're not stupid. We know how the mind and the body works because we are hormonal beings. So we understand that your brain is still going to send signals, just like your hormones are going to push. There are still things in your blood that's going to make you have a sexual response when you see somebody that is a preference or you see somebody that you desire. So the moment that you try to scapegoat and you try to shift blame and say, well, my penis has its own brain, that's not how that works. You are absolutely sure when you look at this woman, you see that she makes you feel good, or she looks good, or whatever the case may be. That does not mean that you have to have some type of lack of discipline or lack of boundaries with yourself and fall into her vagina, because it is still an effort that you have to make. You still, and I don't care what no one says. I don't care what no one says. You are thinking before you do it. There are still thoughts that run through you before you make that mistake. So whenever I hear people say you accidentally do that, I don't care if you say, oh, well, it's because I was drunk. I don't care if you say it's because I was on some type of substance. I don't care what it is. It's still showing a lack of regard for yourself, a lack of regard for your relationship. It shows your selfish nature. It shows that you don't have any boundaries with yourself as well.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. People who cheat and don't take accountability. I know it's Sunday. Are we going to be honest today? Panel?
Aren't we always? Well, y'all was lying and I was telling the truth.
I was hoping so, man. I was hoping so. It don't have to be in your current relationship or marriage, but has cheating ever crossed the mind at some point in time in your life? Has cheating ever just crossed the mind? You didn't do it. You didn't engage. You didn't participate. You didn't act on it, but has it just crossed your mind? If any brave folks want to be honest.
Absolutely.
Okay.
When, the relationship is in a state of, it's like in the red and you don't know how to recover from it, and all the decisions that you're making or all the suggestions that you're coming up with, nothing's working. And then there might be somebody that pops up in that inbox, hey, big head, right person, right time, saying the right thing. And then you like, damn, and that's where you think about it. That's where it starts.
Okay. So when things are on the fence and you guys are going through hard times, it has crossed your mind. I appreciate your honesty, Jay. Has it crossed anybody's mind that wasn't going through anything, but just seen something you like, seen something you wouldn't mind tasting, and it just stuck out at you? Anybody? Yeah, you saying?
I was just gonna say, is attraction kind of like what she was saying? Like when you see somebody attractive that you're attracted to, is that the same thing?
I don't think so.
Understand what I'm saying? Because she was
But
saying,
it's like, oh, she's cute. Oh, he's, you can say that in your head, but you don't
no,
want it.
it's a little deeper than that. Like I don't care. I have a thing for LL, right? So when I see him, sometimes I imagine certain things. You know what I'm saying? I think that is normal. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think what happens is when that thought becomes becomes persistent to the point that if you're put in a situation that you would, you providing yourself an opportunity for something to happen, right? So I think that's where it becomes an issue. But I think it's a normal human experience to be attracted to other people. Even when you're in a relationship, you're not blind. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a normal, a normal human experience. So I don't think anything is wrong with it. It's just when you act upon it is the issue.
Okay.
But ain't that determine whether the person you with is, if that's considered cheating or not? Wouldn't the other person you with have to determine that? Because he may feel like you thinking about another man like that is a problem.
Well, the truth is more than likely, since I said it's a normal human experience, he's probably having thoughts himself. So And I mean, the fact that if you watch porn, to me, that is no different. You actually have a real visual representation of it. If you're watching porn, if I'm just in my own mind, I think that's a little different. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's worse.
At the end of the day,
I think that's worse.
It's the same thing. Actually, I
If
think
it's
the porn is worse.
no, look, you could turn the porn off because the old lady came in the house. But if you constantly thinking about it, you could be at work. All of a sudden, you seen something that LL might did on CSI and just start thinking about them. That's a problem.
But Hink, I mean, even with the whole porn thing, right? Like whenever you are engaging into those certain activities, you can still be, reminiscing about what you saw earlier, or you may substitute what's in front of you for what you was watching. That can also happen as well.
Well, okay, but it's in your mind now. It's just more than just a visual, right? Look, if she sit there saying, I think about him in ways, you mess around, call this man's name out. That's a problem. I'm not gonna name out a bunch of goddamn porn star when I'm having sex with my little lady. I'm not gonna be doing that. That won't be the problem. But if somebody's in your head that much, like you saying, on a regular basis, them porn stars out in my head on a regular basis.
I ain't say on a regular basis. You're adding stuff.
Okay. I know some of that is okay. Something that was put on the table is that we're human, and so we have normal thoughts. We may not want to admit it, but they're just thoughts that we can't necessarily control, but it may pop up in our head. Do you agree with that, sophisticated jerk?
Well, I think we all are, like she said, human, and you are gonna see somebody that comes across. You'd be like, man, they attractive to the extent where like you're gonna, be thinking of certain thoughts and stuff. I'm not too sure about that, but yeah, everybody's guilty of it a little bit. So I think it's the act. If you act on it, that's where it gets into the tricky waters and stuff like that. But just having those thoughts, I mean, we're human. I mean, if you go to the gym, I mean, you seeing people half dressed. So we got to be honest with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody had to get a little warmed up. Now we're starting to talk. Okay. I see what it is. Cookie, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
No, he hit on it for me, but my thing is, are we defining what cheating is for our group, or are we making assumptions? Because are we talking about like people in a committed relationship cheating? Are we talking about emotional cheating? Like there's a lot of things that go into that. So I was just trying to get clarification.
Okay, so let's put out the committed relationship and or marriage, right? You guys are dating exclusively, and as far as along the lines of cheating, let's talk about mental, and we talk about physical. But I think the physical a little bit more obvious. I think this whole
Right.
mental thing, because this is where it starts, right? And there are some people who are easy accessible versus people that are not accessible. I've known people that go to movies, and one of the guys that a lot of women love is Michael B. Jordan. And certain scenes come on, you can kind of look over and you can kind of see the looks on his faces, and biting the bottom lips and all type of stuff that go on. So, I mean, sometimes, like the man that they dating could be their Michael B. Jordan, but we can't speak for all, right? But
Right. Okay. Well, no,
You
I've
see the
never
look that
really done that.
you just had on her face when you said that, JR.
Who?
God damn. Mistaken.
say
Did you see that?
Who?
I said mistaken.
Oh.
Had that look with Michael B. Jordan. She just started smiling. I thought she thought about LA. She was thinking about Michael B. Jordan. Now you got two men. Mistake, you greedy.
Well, I'm not an expert up in body language, but I did see some other.
Okay, my bad.
So as soon as you say the name, it's just I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, go ahead, Shan.
Child. Okay, so if you are in a true relationship where you guys are being responsible for each other, it is not a temporary relationship like these bootleg relationships out here. Sure, it is cheating, especially for the 38% that are married. For the rest of y'all, I don't, no, I don't think it's cheating. I'm sorry, I just don't. But I'm not, I'm a monogamous individual. So for me, no, if I'm with somebody, I'm with someone. But if you look at somebody, y'all know that's normal. Yeah, but you're not blind. You're gonna find people to be attractive all your life. That don't mean you want to sleep with them. But if you do, I think that is a problem. If you can't control yourself, I think it's a problem. I see every day these men get on here talking about women who are overweight. They can't let go of burgers. They ain't got no discipline with what they eating. We feel the same way about your penis. Women, your vagina, it's the same type of discipline. It's tempting to get that cheeseburger, but you have to say no. It's tempting to want to be with a woman because I know it's natural. It's natural to want to eat too, but you have to be able to say no. But no, I don't think it's anything wrong with saying, oh, this person's attractive. You keep it moving, but you got to keep it moving. That's all.
So Shane, would you be okay if your man was walking down the street and he watching a woman with a big ass just walk by? Would you be okay with that?
I'll probably watch the big ass too. What if it's a big booty? I'm like, I got ass too. I mean, if she looks nice, I may say, oh, she has a really nice body.
Yeah,
do I want to sleep with her? No.
I just want to know if he's staring at that ass. You okay?
If I want to, I mean, so a person has a nice body. It doesn't have to be a big booty. It could just be like, oh, she's nice, physically fit person. She's a beautiful woman. Oh, she's
gotta
pretty.
go expect that now.
Nice
That's the question. Yeah, you okay? I got you. I know what you're saying, Shane. I don't believe you, but I hear what you're saying.
So we have you guys. So what do you want? Like, oh, what do you do? Like turn? I mean, what's your strategy to that? If you see somebody who's attractive, you're gonna always see somebody who's attractive. Like, what's the strategy, Hank? What's the answer to that?
Let me help you out. It's one thing if you see it and pass it.
That's what I just said.
No, I said following that big ass. He's turning. He's going with
I'm sorry. I didn't hear that. So what was the question again? Yeah. Maybe I misunderstood the question. Yeah,
you said you're okay with it.
No.
Because you will watch it too. That's what
no. I didn't say follow. I said see. If I see somebody who has a nice body, because I mean, it could be whatever. I'm just going to say a nice body. I'm going to say, oh, she has a nice, I'm not going to stare. That's like weird. So, hi, she has a nice thing.
So now we got a different answer. So
I may say, you're pretty. I even compliment her. I'll tell her, like, oh, you look nice. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe make her day.
So you beat him to the punch. Like, yeah,
you're so pretty. We were in an elevator. If I see somebody, I don't mind, complimenting.
Now you open that up. If you open that door, it's gonna be open.
Complimenting somebody and sliding in them is two different things. We know
that. Correct. You are correct.
Exchanging information is two different things. Exchanging bodily fluids, two different things.
I agree with you. But when you open that door, he's playing around about looking and watching it, scoping it out, staring like he's about to make a move. You okay with it? Because you said I might do it too.
That's not what I said.
I think she's saying she don't mind looking too, which some women don't mind. Some women.
Okay.
Now I'm not going to be inappropriately looking. There's a difference between and complimenting somebody. Like if I see somebody, I do that all the time. If I see a girl and she's up on her and she looks, I'm like, hey, you look, I compliment people. I mean, do to their day. I don't mind doing that. That's what I'm talking about.
And let's keep it real too. It's some other things too, like where you may see a woman or sometimes a man, but mostly I see women that are putting certain things on display, and it's hard not to look, even if you are a woman. Like I've seen women where they've had on like an outfit and it's see-through, and their ass is like 20, feet big, and you like, damn, like, and you try not to look, even as a woman, and you can't help it. So in that regard, I understand if a man is put in a situation and he's going to look, I'm not going to feel insecure about it. I'm not going to be upset about it. But it's a matter of, I think there's a difference between like what Shan was saying, being somewhat respectful, like, oh, damn, like that caught me off guard. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody like, damn, all up in it. I think there's a huge difference because, I mean, you have men that have sweatpants on. Sweatpants season is out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might catch a glance. You know what I'm saying? But it's totally different if you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Be
I
like-
think there's a huge difference. People are human, they're going to see things, but I think it's a matter of respect and how you do it. You want to be respectful of the person.
I want to get some of the other people in there. Will, what are your thoughts about it, sir?
Appreciate coming on, Lapeef. But I do agree. I do agree for everybody. I think we're all human, and I do believe that when it comes to sexual attraction, I think it's normal that when we see other people, we're gonna see things that's gonna be attractive. That's gonna be a biological impulse for us to see and look. But I do agree with Jerk. The difference would be when you start dwelling on it, and then when you start intentionally making decisions to take action. I think that would be crossing the line for cheating. And just to respond to, I believe, one country in Cookie, she talked about what's cheating. I think it'd be a good discussion to define what cheating is, because cheating can be different from different people, especially we see on social media. Everybody has a different definition. But the way I see it is, whatever you typically share with your partner, I think if you start sharing that, whether it's emotional, physical, or mental, when you start sharing that with somebody else, I think that'll be a good sign that you're probably crossing the line in cheating. For a lot of people, they just see cheating as physical. For some people, it may be not mental or maybe not emotional. But the way I see it is, if you have a discussion with your partner as far as their boundaries and what they are willing to be exclusive in a relationship, whether that's physical, mental, or emotional, if you start to share that with other people that you typically would just be exclusive once with your partner, then I think that's a sign for cheating. And I think one of I've discussed this on my podcast. I just want to share it right here. But one of my biggest beefs online, especially in the red pill and the men's space, is I do believe that discipline is one of the core tenets of masculinity. And I do see a lot of times when men talk about discipline, be disciplined in your life, in your finances, in your physical world. But then when it comes to sexual discipline, it's totally ignored. So I think when it comes to discipline as a core tenet, that applies to all aspects of life. When I see discipline, it applies to everything in my life, whether it's financial, physical, or if it's my relationship. But sometimes when I see the discussion when it comes to, especially in the men's space, when we talk about cheating, we're very disciplined in all areas of life except our women, which doesn't make sense to me, because for me is when you have a core value that you live by in your life, it's something that applies to all aspects of your life. But that's just my input on that.
Okay.
So you realize if men practice more discipline as the way you're talking, a lot of these women wouldn't have men.
I think that both men and women.
Shan, can I finish, man? See, that's lack of self-discipline right there.
I apologize, Master King. I apologize. Please forgive me.
I forgive you, though, Shan.
Okay.
I forgive you, Shan. It's Sunday, and I'm in a forgiving mood. So certain men would have certain women due to the discipline that they have.
I agree with you, Hank. I do agree that if men are more disciplined, there's going to be a lot of women going to be missing out. But the way I see it is, it's probably not the women that you would want anyway. If you're looking for a wife, if you're looking for a woman that's disciplined herself in her relationship, I think you'll be able to attract those women. And the women who are not disciplined, I don't think that's not the type of woman you would want to be with. So it wouldn't matter anyway, to me.